Oh, why can I hear myself? That is no good. Alright. I hear myself on my phone too. Holy shit. Okay. So, let's get rid of that. What else do I need? I feel like I need something else. Let's minimize that. Oh yeah, I know what I need. 1 second. That's not what I need. This one. I know what last night was lacking. It was lacking motivation. It was lacking. Is that working? I feel like it's not. If it is, it's way too quiet for you guys. Oh, it's kind of going. We'll skip this one. Maybe turn it up a smidge on this end. There we go. And you guys are probably hearing double. Let's go ahead and mute that. Okay. So what are we doing today? Pretty simple stuff, really. What we're going to do is break this into two different functions. If anybody saw last night, we kind of added cheers to the actual TTS. So now if you cheer like at least 10 bits, it'll display your message in the top corner up here. Or like up here, wherever my mouse is. Here, there. Right up here. So now what we want to do is actually break this into two different things, because I don't like having to deal with internal functions being separated in here. It looks like a mess, honestly. So what we're going to do is have two different handle functions and one internal handle that will kind of just let us pass it through, right? So we'll do def handle internal commands self. We don't really need users whenever we're doing an internal command, so this could probably just autofill it to the moderator if need be. Actually, we do need a user because the way that I want to do it brings isMod completely out of here, because I created a new moderators.py, which is just a list of the current moderators. So going back into Twitch here, we'll go like that. Command string. And I'm pretty sure that's all we would need. Because what we're going to do, because these are going to be for the commands without any arguments. And eventually we may extend this. As a matter of fact, I'll just do a list of strings to start out with. Or wait. Because this one only takes text and it breaks it apart. So we'll keep it as string. And we will literally just bring this out. Don't know why I deleted it. I do need some sort of skeleton for that bottom one. Alright, so this is the main functionality of our internal calls. Right, so we're going to see internal commands here. But the first thing that we really got to do is remove the isMod flag, because this is only going to be ran by moderators. So we'll say if user not in moderators. Yeah, that's fine. we will return. Right, and of course text is undefined here. This will just be replaced with command, and we'll do internal commands with command func, and in this case we wouldn't need to take any arguments like this. So this is step 1. Step 2 is to actually create both command pools. This will be public commands, so commands that chatters can use. And this will be internal commands, commands that only moderators can use. Excuse me. And public commands. We've got this register func class right here. What we're going to do is quickly just redefine it. And this is going to be a little bit different. So we will have self name, that's Bane, name, string. We still need the func, which is a function type. We could do a cooldown as well. And we'll just mark this as internal. Whoops. And below this we'll just make a command equals func would be function, or the func, cooldown, cooldown, and that's all we would have in here. And then we can go if internal, then we're going to place it into our internal calls at name equals command, not cooldown, command, else self dot public commands at name equals command. Right, and this is for a couple different reasons. We can go ahead and delete this. So now we have a clean, completely separated command pool. And in our internals, what we could do is def internal handle command. Don't know why there's an S at the end of this. Self, and what should this have? Arguments, and this would make it the easiest. Args, which is just going to be a list of strings, and then the function itself, function type, and then we can just do func args. Well, I mean, this is pretty simple to do down here too. So we shouldn't really need an internal type. We just need to be able to pass args as an entire structure into it, instead of parsing like user and what else? And the actual arguments itself, we will just do it like this. And then in our functions, we will have to separate them out, which shouldn't be too hard because they're going to be laid out in a way that they're going to be super easy to do. Handle, public, command. We don't have to worry about a moderator being thing. There is one thing I have forgotten though. We got to make sure that this actually exists. Whoops. As a command. So we're going to just say if it's not a command, then we return. Okay. Alright, so now in here, we don't got to worry about if it's Panda? Why is he so loud? I cannot interact. Alright, good night, John. Hello? Broadcasting software, please do that. For now, we'll just remove him. Because he's not even set up correctly. And he's annoying. So, we're going to check to see if it's a cheer. So, if not cheer, return. And we can go ahead and split these. And we don't really have to check to see that. We can go ahead and remove this. And I mean, technically, with how these are structured, I could just do it like this as well. And just say bits equals bits. If it's not in the public commands, then we just throw it out. We don't got to do this. We'll just say args equals that. Splitting the cheer. Let's see, we don't have to worry about mod only. Whoops. So we'll just check in our public commands and require the fact that we need user, args, and bits. There we go. I don't know why this is using split like that. It's not necessary. Alright, so we got register function, and we handle the internal, we handle the non-internal. Let's go into here, because this is now going to be quite a bit different. So these can actually stay the same, because we're just registering the functions, and the structure stayed the same as far as the parameters. So we have WebSocket on TTS call. That is fine. Actually, no, it's not. Because now we have bits int. So instead of this being bits equals arg0, this will just equal bits. Right, and instead of having to do this fuck-ass maneuver, we can say bits. If it's less than 10, then we do that. If it's equal to 10, then it will continue. If it's over 10, it will also continue. And in here, we no longer need a list of arguments. Like this. We could simply just do args list of strings. This is mainly just future proofing, so that way we can go ahead and make more functions that would actually utilize extra words for moderators, but it's fine. Right, and if there's bits, this just goes straight to TTS, which, I mean, is not a problem, but we could instead use this to handle our function. Self dot, not TTS manager, command manager dot handle public command, user being, what, we got a user tag in here, don't we? Yep, right there. User. Text being message. Right? But what is this going to do? This isn't even going to let us put in a custom command to call, right? So if we check out how we do this, we still just cheer it like this. So we could alter it. We could say new message equals. We'll make sure that this is registered as a string, so that way nothing else goes wrong. So how do we do this? We want to say cheer plus bits plus space plus message. Right? And that will basically just let us type in our new message and have it go forward with it all. We get an operator issue. Oh wait, I see why. We should have just done an F string. So that way we didn't have to do any of this extra bullshit. Say cheer bit message. And this will handle public command user message. Actually, we can go a little bit further. So these can be internal functions, because we do need a way for my messages to be able to go through in this area. So we could do def handle, and then this can basically just handle is command equals, wait, no, can't do that. Self user string command string is command equals command dot starts with that is cheer equals command dot starts with cheer, right? And we can say if is command, then we can do self handle internal command, and we could just pass user and the command else if or elif is cheer self dot handle public command user command. All right, and this gets rid of the whole need to return at all, because if it's not a cheer, if it's not a command, then it doesn't get handled. Right, so in this case, we can call the internal function because that is specifically what we need, or we could just say handle. And handle looks a hell of a lot cleaner. Right, and then we can just do handle again. Right, I'm sure something is going to break whenever I run this, but that's the whole point. We'll give this a run. Nothing broken there. If I do close, that didn't work at all. Let's see. Yeah, not working. So, let's see what this is doing whenever we do all this. We can see if there is any connection with here. Handle internal. Let's see, we can do... So we do hit the handle internal. And I think I found the issue. Because we only handle lowercase. If I could spell, that'd be great. There we go. So yeah, now we can still call internal functions and all that jazz. Let's see, the next thing that we want to do is probably work on a TTS queue. So that way if there's multiple TTSs, they don't just override each other. And the queue has to be asynchronous, because this will block commands. So if I type anything, we can see nothing actually comes through the chat. Oh wait, would help if I actually did that. Yeah, nothing comes through the chat because it's not actually hitting anywhere that would print the username. Pretty sure we do that in here. I honestly don't even know where we do it. I'm pretty sure we're just printing out the WebSocket, not the WebSocket, the API's data somewhere. Anyways, what I'm going to do for now is temporarily let this be less than. Well, here's the thing. I can make this 10, but if I still cheer, whoops. Oh, it's because it's registered as that? Why? We mark it as a int right here. This is in command manager, breaking at not this line. Where am I breaking at? Twitch manager, breaking on line 112 in cheer. Right here. So, I think there's an issue in... Oh, it's definitely an issue in the command manager. So, whenever we handle a public command, we just make bits count as a string, when in reality we need to convert it to an integer. Right, and we can see that that works now. Well, I say works, but what it does is just not crash. So back into here we can see if bits is less than 10, or we'll just say if bits, as a matter of fact, it'd probably be better if I just do that, then run this. We could just say cheer 0, hey. That's interesting. That didn't even get passed on. See, I wonder if we're somewhere along the lines. Yep, right here. We were getting rid of the arguments. So if I shut this down, restart it, and say the same thing. Right. So now we want to be able to work on some sort of queue for it. So if I spam this, why isn't that one working? Is it because I used a capital C? Well, I guess we do got some sort of backlog for it. I hate that I did that so many times. It's starting to look younger. I hate myself for that. Let's see. So we do command lower, parts 0. So I'm curious as to why capital cheer 0 but if I do cheer 0, Okay. So there must be something going on. Oh, here's what we'll do. We won't even mark it to lower there. We'll just do lower here. Right. Huh, that didn't even work. Public commands. We do have cheer. Oh, I see what it is. So I can go and revert this crap, because what it is we're not making it lower here, so it just bypasses it anyways. So now if I say cheer 0, right, and there should also be one for strictly donations. Instead of being like, oh, hey, this user says it should be this user donated so many bits, right? Well, that's besides the point. Let's work on some sort of backlog for it. Maybe. I actually don't mind the fact that because it's polling, what it does is just grabs the very next message anyways. So it might just be worth setting up the actual text-to-speech to say different things given parameters, right? So this just calls handle. And then handle will eventually call cheer. And cheer just passes in the arguments. Right, I think we should have an extra tag in here also for bits. Right, and we can keep the user says stuff going. And we can actually work on this here. Say if len, actually we could probably just do if args, if not args, if args. We've got this right here. Else my string. Yeah, I kind of figured that one would be out of scope. Alright, we'll initialize it there. F and say user donated bits. Right, and I feel like that is a sort of clean way to mark that. If I say cheer 0, would help if I actually made it work instead of being bits equals bits. Right, so now if I do cheerio, cheer 0. And there we go. And I think instead of marking them up here, hell, instead of doing anything like that with them, we should probably just make them scroll across the bottom, or we could do that as well. I feel like we could do that as well. On TTS call, we can put them towards the top of the screen up here, but then make them scroll across the bottom. We could probably also get the actual chat messages in as well. So, let's see. We got username text right here. We can get self.websock.call requests.set input settings input name. This will be TTS scroll. Input settings equals. So this is going to be a little bit more interesting. Text. We could say self dot excuse me. We could say self dot previous donations. Right, we don't have that, but we can work on it. Self dot previous donations equals. We'll make this a list or whatever the fuck this is. And we can also define a maximum. Maximum TTS donations. And this can just be like 10 or whatnot. And we could just say def add donation self. We could also take in all of our parameters. So this would take in user, bits, and args. Which is just going to be a list of strings. We could just replace this with message. Right, and down here we could say if length of self dot previous donations is greater than or equal to max TTS donations. We could just say self dot previous donations equals self dot previous donations 1 that plus. Oh, we won't do plus because afterwards we could say self dot previous donations plus equals, or dot append. No. Do user. Or we could just make this a list. Now that I'm thinking about it, a list of strings. So instead of doing that, what's this going on about? Show diagnostic. Argument of type list unknown cannot be assigned to parameter object. I have no idea what this is yapping about. Oh, wait. There we go. So now we can just say dot append, and this could just be an F string. User. Bits. And then message. Right. So what this will do now, after we set up a new source, text, and this is just going to be called what? TTS scroll. Hello. Right, and we don't even need to give this much. We will say this is all filter text to take up a certain portion of the screen so we can scale it down to a comfortable level. Okay. And then we'll just make this smaller. I can make it. Would help if I didn't take it off screen. And for now, since we don't have much else that would actually fit in there, we just do that. I do want to see lock the scale of a text source in OBS. So you can lock that, use custom text extents option within the properties. We'll see if that exists. Custom text width. Oh, there's also a word wrap option. Okay. So custom I have no idea what that would even look like. Well, that's not what I want. Is it? Uh, what is my display width? Because I'm pretty sure it maxes out at that. It is 4,000. But I don't think it's that. Well, this doesn't scale well with the actual screen. Like, I want this to be able to go across the bottom. This is kind of stupid. If this is as big as it can get. What is it, 4096? That's not what I want. OBS. Base canvas resolution. Typing directly into the box and you can resize the bounds. Increase the canvas size? I don't know if that's like going to do anything to this. That's a settings folder. Settings. Advanced. Where was it at? Settings, video. Then setting the base canvas resolution. I'm going to pause the stream real quick so that way I can try this real quick.